with Jaeger O'Meara. Jaeger, what a roller coaster of a game. How's the feeling right now?
Yeah, that is a really good win. It feels a lot different to our previous wins that we've had over the last few weeks. It was just a grind all day. We came in at half time and we realised there was a lot of contest stuff, and there was nothing really pretty about the game. I'm not sure what it was like to watch, but it was just a scrap the whole time, and we knew that if we could compete with them in the contest and get the ball forward, that we'd give ourselves a chance, and we were able to do that in the second half.
Yeah, the pedal went down in that third quarter. What was JL's instruction? You mentioned contest work.
Yeah, that was basically it. It was a pretty simple game, and our game is built off our contest, our pressure on the ball, and our defence, and we were able to just stick at it. We didn't get frustrated. We made plenty of mistakes, as did they, but we just stuck to our guns, and it was a really mature win for us.
Luke Jackson against his old side, massive today. Had to change his role a bit when Sean Darcy went down with that hamstring. Got a nice little shout out, and the boys got around him in the post-match meeting there. But what did you see of his game today?
He was huge. Sean's obviously a big loss for us. He's been playing extremely well for this first half of the season, and for Luke to go on and then after I think it was halfway through the second that Sean went down, and to just compete with two really good ruckmen. Was a great effort from him, and also obviously against his old side. So it's hard to not be anxious for those matches, and Luke obviously did a great job.
Josh Tracy and Jai Amos, multiple goals on the scoreboard as well today. Those young key forwards are working quite well up there.
Yeah, as I said before, they're just competing often against bigger opponents at times. Melbourne Demons obviously have a really good back line. I think they're number one in the comp for intercept marks. So we needed those guys to compete and bring the ball to ground if they didn't mark it, and they both did a really good job.
Your own performance almost mirrored the team over the season in a way. Another great performance from you today. How do you feel you're settling in with your new teammates after 11 games?
I feel like I'm getting in a bit of a groove now. It's actually a bit of a shame that we've got the bye, because I would love to keep our momentum going. But yeah, I feel like I'm early in the year. I was probably just worrying about being in the right spot and getting set up at stoppage, and now I'm playing with a little bit more freedom and understanding how my teammates play, and I've had a decent month, but hopefully we can keep it going after the bye.
How's the chemistry going for you in the midfield there, and with Nat Fyfe recently coming back into that midfield as well?
Yeah, really good. Love having him and Matty Johnson, two bigger bodies in there. They're creating a really good contest. If they don't win the ball, then they're bringing it to ground as well, which is really good by them. But yeah, they're two beasts, and Caleb and Andy are having a really good year too. 7 tackles from you today, but it was a high-intensity game all round. How did it feel out there? How's the body? It's a pretty contested game. It was contested. They're a mature side. They got some big bodies around the ball in particular, and it's always a really hard-fought game against them. I think they base their game on the contest as well. Their pressure's really good, so I think there's a fair few sore bodies, but we'll go into the bye, have a few days off now, reset mentally and physically, and look to attack the second half of the season. And we touched on Sean Darcy. Have you spoken to him yet? How is he? I'm sure the boys will get around him, and it's a good time with the bye. Yeah, he's a little bit flat, as you can imagine, but obviously with the bye next week, that means he won't miss a match there. So hopefully it's not too long. I think he's got a little hamstring. So they'll scan that when they get back to Perth and figure out how bad it is. And a wonderful vibe in the rooms. The Freo fans in Victoria and from all over the country really came out in force today. A really great showing. Yeah, it is. We've got a good crew of family and friends in here, but out in the field, in the stands, we had a really good showing of support, which means a lot to us. The fans have stuck by us. We obviously didn't have the start to the year that we wanted, but we feel like we're building some momentum now, and they've stuck by us, and it was great to see them out here today. Finally, into the bye, nice chance to reset and recover. Got any plans over that little period where we're off? Yeah, we're going to spend the night tonight in Melbourne and catch up with some friends, and then going to duck up to sunny Broome for a few days just to chill out and recharge the batteries physically and mentally, and looking forward to getting stuck in the second half of the year. Leave 'em with nothing.